rooms. Well, this interview series is just for you. So, welcome to the room.
This guy. This guy.
What it do, baby? It's your partner, man. I knew you were gonna like that in, brother.
That's this guy.
I knew you are, man. Man, y'all, welcome to the interview series of the Countermove podcast, man. And I'm so excited for this interview, man. It's a good friend of mine, and we actually met for the first time, really, in August of 2022, man. But giving the proper introduction, y'all. This is royalty here. Royalty here. This is he's a husband. He's a father. He's a leader, entrepreneur, and he's also a Marine. So if you ever want to get in the fight, you want someone like him in there with you, man. So guys, one of our problems, man, for this for Matt SAPAULA, man. What's up, man? How you doing, big time?
Awesome, bro. Happy New Year, man.
Same to you, brother. How was it, man? Was it pretty good for you and the family?
It is. I was just coming back from Denver and got from the airport right to the office. We're closing out our year, closing out our month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it a good closeout for you guys?
Very good. Very good. Things happen when you have a deadline. When you have a deadline, you set a deadline in life. You just don't have casual approaches to your goals. When you have, boom, it's a deadline. I got to get it done because I said I would. And magic happens when it happens. Just like we watch a basketball game, it's down to the wire. The people watch the World Cup, it's down to the wire because there's a deadline to when that game would end.
Yeah, man. That's good to hear, man. Now, notice what he said. It was a good closing. Aren't we in a recession? I'm just saying. I had to make that point, man. But guys, I digress, man. Hey, man, Matt, if you could, brother, this is the first time people have met you before, man. So, man, let's get to it, man. Who is Matt SAPAULA?
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, 8 years, United States Marine Corps combat veteran. I did 3 deployments, 2 combat tours. In 1 year, coming back from a deployment, in one chronological time frame, I got married, had a kid, divorced, filed bankruptcy in all 1 year, right? And that kind of set in motion this whole chaos of my early 20s, and having to be a dad, having to be a sergeant of Marines, and still wanting to bring the best of me in every aspect. I was dealing with a war in my job. I was dealing with a war at home, and it only through faith did I find joy and refuge and strength in, and that's led to my book, Faith Made Millionaire. It's led me to being now in the insurance business for over 20. Actually, I can say this now, 24 years. It's my 24th year.
Wow, man! Are you old, brother, or are you just seasoned? Which one is it?
I think I'm seasoned, bro. I think I'm seasoned.
like wine.
Yeah, that's right.
That's good, man. But well, man, I noticed that you said faith, man. This actually, he actually has a book, guys. Yes, I'm gonna pub my man's book. I am gonna do that, man. It is called. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up with you. You see it? You see it? I got one criticism, man, of the book, man. This is the small one, man. You wrote something because he signed my book. I'm honored he signed my book. I can read my name, but anything else after that, I can't read it. I don't know if it's source code, if it's a Marine thing. I have no clue, but I know he signed it. He signed it, so man. Hey, but I'm honored, man. Me and Matt, graffiti, man. And so, well, I'm like, what? My wife said, "What is this?" I said, "I don't even know. All I know is Matt wrote it. Yes, he wrote it. It's all good, man. It's all good." But man, me and Matt, man, this is how the Lord works, man. Is Matt? I followed Matt, the guys, for a long period of time on his YouTube page, and you'll see it's a seven-figure squad. If you ain't following him on YouTube, man, stay broke. But anyways, I would say this here: wonderful, wise counsel, wisdom, and guys, he's giving it away for free. So, man, seven-figure squad, man, go follow my mans and them. Number two, man, as I was following him, I did not know. I went to the Vault. The Vault is one of the best business conferences that I've ever been to be honest with you. The amount of substance and teaching and things of that nature, loved it. And me and Matt talked a couple of times really about business and real estate. And then how the Lord worked the thing out. We were flying back to Dallas, man, and we were sitting right next to one another, man. And he and I actually had right next to one
Next
another.
to each other, yeah, right.
And we had a powerful conversation. So when he said faith, man, unpack your faith, man. Talk to the people about the importance of faith when it comes to life and also entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I think a lot of people give credit to themselves. Like I went through this. I got through this, man. I became a self-made type of person.
Yeah.
Because I had strength of character and wherewithal. And sure, that's valid.
Mm-hmm.
And then some people say, you know what? If it wasn't for my family, my company, my team, I'm a teammate. I'm a teammate millionaire. You know, so some people say I'm self-made. Some people say I'm teammate. It wasn't the people around me. I say, man, I'm all that, but most importantly, I'm faith-made because it was only faith that I was able to recognize and reconcile myself and recognize and reconcile the people I needed to be surrounded with is through that lens and value and principles of faith. Not to say that I walk on water or anything like that. I'm just saying that I was able to tap into a source where, man, it is unlimited, where it is, there's no boundaries, there's no, there's no ceiling to it. And when I'm tapping into that area of my life, forget Faith Made Millionaire, man. I want to write another book called Faith Made Billionaire.
Oh, he said it. He said it. He said it. He did say it, man. Yes, sir, man. But Matt, go a little deeper, man. How, for you, why was faith so important with it? Because you kind of gave a little bit of your background. Why was faith so pivotal to your rise and success?
Because, if I just rested on my own way of trying to be a good person.
Sure.
Based on me just, observing, oh, that's what works here, what works there. And then I'm going through life and people are stabbing me in the back. I'm going through life and people are just trying to cut me loose. Like, what is going on? Like this whole world of business, everybody's trying to attack me. And worst part sometimes about it, Liddell, is that it was all the fellow Christians. It's coming at me like, what the heck? I mean, I got a lawsuit one time from a fellow Christian.
Yes.
Wait a minute. We're not supposed to sue each other. We're supposed to, anyway, it was, instead of trying to talk through things, they tried to, muscle me through the court system. Like, come on, man, listen, get this frivolous stuff out of here and let's just handle things like men. And so, by the way, my first book was supposed to be written in 2009. Christian publishing company ripped me off.
Wow.
My book out there. And so I had to buy the rights back to my book.
Wow.
My book, so therefore they don't publish a half-cocked type of work, half-baked type of work. Yeah. And so it's not religion made, it's faith made.
That's good. That's good, that man. That's good, man. Now, I met his family. He has a wonderful family. He has, his son is like Samson. He says he's 3. I got to see the birth certificate because he looks like he's about 17. He's a big old dude. That's a big son you got, brother. Now, Matt ain't small. Matt's kind of a big guy. You're talking about, but man, that early, brother, some genes going over there, man. but man, he has a wonderful family. How did your family? Because the first pillar in the book, guys, is faith and family. So why was the family so important with you and is behind faith?
Because when you wake up in the morning, you lay your head down at night, this is the first and last thing you see every day. And as a provider, as a man, you're providing to the betterment of your family.
Yeah.
And the family, the purpose of family is to obviously show God's purpose and his calling through you, to you and through you, but also it's to procreate, it's to create more human beings and to populate this earth and to continue to multiply his creation. So, as family, and by the way, there's 2 different types, in my opinion, there's 2 different types of family. There's a family of origin that you're birthed into, that you are connected with DNA. There's also a family of choice. Family that you choose to build, a family that you choose to be around, that they're around you too as well. And sometimes that may not be DNA related, but it's still family, right? So,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
important, and
That's
that's not
very
about it.
important.
Yeah.
Very important, man. I can tell you, Matt is a big family man, huge family man. He really is, and that's one good thing I like about Matt. He's all about the family, that's for sure, and he loves his wife. That's for sure. Yes, sir. Let's go to
Amen.
pillar number two, man. Pillar number two, finances, man. Let me say this with my chest. Matt is a cash flow millionaire. Let me say that again for the folk in the back row. Okay, he's a cash flow millionaire. Explain that concept to people, man, because people tend to get so focused upon the cash flow on the balance sheet
Sure.
or the million on the balance sheet
Yeah.
and then negate the cash flow. Explain that concept to people.
Well, you got your first type of millionaire, which is the easiest one. It was called net worth millionaire.
Yes.
You're a millionaire on paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can buy some life insurance, $1 million life. I'm on paper. I'm a millionaire, right?
Yes.
Second type of millionaire, I think you could be lucky. I think you could be lucky. You can marry into millions. You can, you're part. You birth into the one. You're part of the lucky sperm club. You're part of that conversation. You're a Paris Hilton, and you bring up no value to this earth, but
yes,
you're just a socialite. But you're going to inherit 50 million billion dollars. And then third type of millionaire is an employee. You got a job with the NBA. You're an athlete with the NFL. You are a CEO of a company. That's an employee that became a millionaire, right? And mine is, you're a cash flow millionaire, or this could be also a capital gains millionaire, where you got to buy something and keep flipping it, buy something, keep flipping it, buy something low, sell it high, keep flipping that. And as soon as you buy something high, you got to buy something else that's low, flip that again. That's you're constant flipping mode. I do that with baseball cards. I got a coin collection here. I'll do that with other things. But cash flow millionaire is that you have a system, a process, a business that's bringing in income. Royalties could be another way that you become a cash flow. Like, for example, people in your industry, real estate, they use real estate as a way to be cash flow millionaires. They purchase enough buildings, they have enough rental income coming in, they become a cash flow millionaire. And I like that better because I'm in control of that. I drive that, right? I run the systems for that. So that's why.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Now, I'm glad you made that distinction. He just gave you out a whole lesson. You don't need to go to college. You just learn from this man right here. Okay. Now, I'm playing, y'all. I'm really playing. But at the exact same time, I would say this here is, if you chose a certain industry to go into. I'm in real estate development. I'm in real estate development and finance. So I own a lot of real estate by God's grace. At the exact same time, you decided to go into the life insurance industry. Why was that industry so appealing to you as a vehicle for you to begin to become a cash flow millionaire?
When I left the military base, I walked right outside. I walked to the left and another office to the right. The left side was the real estate office, and I was talking to a guy from Ocean West Funding, and he wanted me to do loans. I walked to the insurance office. They wanted me to sell insurance. I said, I have no background in sales, but I need a check. I had it for 8 years, and I don't have a college degree. I don't plan on getting a college degree because by the time I get a college degree, it's 4 or 5 years later, and I didn't make money now. So if I sell a mortgage, if I sell insurance, who's going to pay me first? That's all that. Who's going to pay me first? Right? I wish I could say, I had a higher calling to a purpose. I had a higher calling to help people. I would try to help me first. So mortgage guy goes, okay, if you close a client today, sign mortgage application 1003 today, put into underwriting, blah, 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 30, 45 days, best case scenario, you get a check. Insurance person says, listen, if you sell a policy today, roll over somebody's 401k from a previous job. So some basic insurance 101 with the client, mortgage protection insurance, final expense insurance, education policies, infinite banking concepts, term insurance policies, any of those policies you can sell, you'll get it. They get approved. You'll get a check in a week or two.
Wow.
I'm like, what? Okay, a week or two versus 30, 45 days. So I did both. Sure enough, I closed one $90,000 condo cash flow to cash flow of $2, $3, $4 grand in commissions. But in the meantime, waiting for that one closing, I was selling like 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 policies. I made $5, $6, $7,000. And I wish I could say I was smart enough to be able to say I chose insurance. It was just a common sense kind of. I fell into it. I think it chose
Sure.
me. So I think that's what happened.
That's
So,
good, man. That's good. That's good. A lot of people, guys, don't give the background of how they do what they did, how they began. So again, this shows the character of Matt, man. Let's go to this third pillar, man. And we're going through his book, so that means you better go buy that dang book. Okay, don't go buy it. Okay, fitness and fun. So yeah, Matt is a gym rat. I'm not surprised because he's a former Marine. You know what I'm saying? So Marines tend to be wired differently than everybody else on the planet. It is what it is. It's what it is. Why is fitness and fun so important? Why was it one of the pillars that you actually put in your book?
Okay, let's start with fitness. Well, fitness, one of the easiest ways to feel good about yourself. And for example, now at the beginning of the year, one of the fastest ways to get results and to see visual results in your efforts is through fitness. You know, it can be a combination of diet and exercise, and you'll feel great. It's not to say you're ready to go compete or anything like the bikini competition or body. I'm not saying that. I'm saying fitness because you are a source that is supposed to be a light. You're a source that's supposed to provide. You're a source that's supposed to be in motion. And if you can't be in motion because you're in pain, you're in motion because you know you're. By the way, there's at 1.2. I was 250, 260 pounds at one point in my life, but it wasn't muscle. It was depressed, PTSD. I was just overweight. I had a size 40 waist, you know, and so, you know, fitness is important for me because, you know, I was interviewing Deion Sanders. He says, man, listen, if you look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. When you play good, it pays
They
good.
pay good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coach Prime. Yes, sir.
And
yeah,
so,
man.
Learning Marine. So fitness, you know, and you're going to feel great about yourself. Testosterone be flowing in your body. We always say that energy is money. You know, if you're lethargic, you're boring to be around. And by the way, how you feel about yourself is also the words you verbalize coming out your mouth too as well, right? And how you think things is how you do things is how you say things. And so when you're putting yourself in a position where you're feeling good about yourself and you're having fun, I always say, you know, my trainer said, Milton, this is the 1 hour of the day. I don't have to make a decision.
Wow.
Right? I'm always having to make a decision. You are here to tell me what to do. And the only decision I got to do is like suck it up and do it, because that's my automatic, because I'm always hitting limitations.
Yeah.
In my life. Here, there's no limitation. I have to have the energy and the fitness and the wherewithal to say, you know what, let me keep pushing this limit. Let me keep pushing this limit. And I get that at the gym and having fun and competing.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff, man. I'm telling you, he can get y'all a college education in 15 minutes. You know what I'm talking about? Actually, guys, let's talk about, if you don't mind, Matt, who you actually are with when it comes to your life insurance, because people may be looking for a side hustle. Okay.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you guys, I was invited out to Matt's office, and because he has an office in Chicago and one in over here in Dallas as well. And I walked into the Dallas office. It's not like a typical office. It is loud. It is high energy, rambunctious, but also informative too. And so Matt invited me out. I wanted to look at the culture of, and I'm gonna let him talk about who he's with. And the one thing about it that I loved about Matt, this is the leader portion of it. When it came to actually presenting the information to new people that are looking at the opportunity, guess who was doing the presentation? Matt.
Yeah.
He was actually doing it himself, and it was very it was very informative, but it wasn't corporate-y. It was really organic, which that really surprised me as well. But I gotta say this: the whole time he was actually presenting, all I could hear was "whoo," and all this screaming and there's this clapping, music playing. You know, at least the music was clean. The music was clean, but it was a lot, man. If you could, man, tell people, man, who are you with, man, and why you chose to partner with it with this organization.
Yeah, I'm a co-owner of a company called PHP Agency, which stands for People Helping People. It was founded by Valuetainment host Patrick Bet-David. He actually found PHP first, and then he founded Valuetainment, because Valuetainment was a method for him just to communicate to his field force the values and principles of how he's building his company. And he posted it on YouTube. And next thing you know, people in the insurance, and just in his company wasn't just picking up. People in the insurance business were picking it up. People in business in general in America that love entrepreneurship and capitalism were starting to pick it up.
Yeah.
So if you like valuetainment, the manifestation of those values and principles is what built PHP. And PHP was acquired June of this year by IMG Integrity Marketing Group, which is the largest privately held company in all of Texas. Wow. The EBITDA of IMG is $1 billion. They're bigger than the Yankees. They're bigger than the Dallas Cowboys. They're bigger than Nordstrom's. They're bigger than Papa John's, Levi's, GoDaddy. You know, Lakers, Dodgers. Any professional sports team that they have a larger EBITDA. So anyway, when I decided to partner with PHP Agency, I got burnt out of just being a me, myself, and I operator. I wasn't even an operator. I'm a self-employed person. And so I'm running my own practice. You know, by the way, it's funny that you mentioned this. I started taking notes on how to be an entrepreneur. This is my first notes, brother.
Oh, wow.
This is my first note.
1998. Man, that's when I graduated from high school, brother. Man. I'm a young buck.
And if you like that writing, that's my writing, bro. That's my writing.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, yes, it is. It is. I can show it. I can show it. Here it is. Here it is. I don't know what that says. You know, so all I know it says Liddell, some, Master Power. That's all. It's all good. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. So, by the way, it says faith it to make it. That's
okay.
That's
for real?
Yeah, faith it.
Okay. I had to take a look. Okay. I appreciate you, man. That brought a lot of clarity to me because I'm like, I don't know what this say, Lord, but I'm gonna ask him on the show. But yeah, man.
So I started with PHP in 2015, and I've been at that time I've been in the insurance business for already 13, 14 years. There's something when you come into a company that has you start thinking bigger than what you're currently thinking. That there's that saying, "I see further because I stand on the shoulders of giants," right? And that's what Patrick David is. He's a giant. He's in my opinion, a once in a generation type of CEO, founder / entrepreneur. That everything that he envisions and speaks as a prophecy comes into life. Like he'll say something, our business is going to do this. People are like, yeah, right. I'm like, he declares everything. I'm like, all right, we're about to do this thing. You know, he's the type of guy, yeah, we're about to do this thing. We're about to do this thing. And he's a guy that you want to roll up your sleeves and get down in the trenches and go to war with. I told Patrick, I said, Patrick, my goal in my career at PHP Agency over the next, 15, 20, 25 years is to make more money with our business than you ever have owning the company.
Wow.
My best way of saying thank you.
How did he respond to that, Patrick?
He heard that he got jacked up. So that's what it's for. That's what I built a business for. It's for people to benefit from my vision, a platform and a system and a process that helps you scale, and nothing's supposed to be limiting you. I mean, it's one thing to run. It's one thing to want to run at 100 miles an hour. It's another thing to have an engine, wheels, chassis, and a support system to help you do that. That's what PHP Agency does. So if somebody's out there looking for an entrepreneur opportunity that necessarily doesn't come from the insurance background, if you're a real estate professional, mortgage professional, tax professional, if you're used to dealing with people, or you want to build a business where you're side by side with your spouse, and you want to build something special for the rest of your life, that's what my wife and I have done for the last 8 years married now, 10 years being together. So we've done for the last decade. Is we built a family together, and what you saw at our housewarming, Liddell, was what has happened in terms of us saving money diligently for the last 7 years straight. We've been saving money, raising our credit score. We're outside of the mortgage. We're debt free. We don't have any debt, no student loan debt, no credit card debt. We have mortgage. We don't even take out a business loan. When the PPP loan came out, when the pandemic, we didn't even take out the PPP loan. We said, let's leave that money for the people that really need it. Let's not take a spot in line for people that really need it. We've been just saving our cash, stacking cash, and not having to lean on SBA because in insurance business you don't need it. People are you don't need to leverage debt to make money in the insurance business, in our industry. So
makes sense. That makes sense, man. I'm gonna read an expert, man, from Patrick about you. It's in your book. You probably know what it is, but I want to read it, man, and you can respond to it. Okay.
okay.
It says, if I had to choose one word to describe Matt Sapaula, it would be coachable. Throughout all his success, Matt has been the most coachable person I have worked with. He doesn't just take criticism; he demands to hear it. How do you respond to that?
God changed my life, man. How do you respond to that? You do? You follow through?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's all good, baby. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out, man. Let it out.
And my job is just to pay it forward, bro. Man, it's the first time I've done this in a freaking podcast. Damn.
Hey, what the old folks say, when the spirit moves. No.
Oh my God, man.
But no, man, I literally started reading your book this weekend. And so my goal is to release 2 to 3 books a month. In 2022, I kind of didn't read as much as I should have read. And I'm an Audible guy. And so my wife's like, how can you listen to books and retain so much information? I'm like, that's how God wired me. The only book I really sit down and read, Matt, is the Bible. I got to sit down and chop that thing up. I can't sit down and read a book. Well, that's why I asked you have it on Audible? You said no. I'm like, damn. So I got to sit down and read this book. And so I began reading this book, man, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay, this is profound. I'm learning some stuff, man. Some things that I did not know, which is good because just like you, man, my mom and dad didn't teach me anything about business or credit or business credit, how to build nothing at all. I had to learn it from other people reading books. And so I love reading information, but I love taking information in, understanding it, and then applying it as fast as I can, but with wise counsel around me. And so that's one of the things that really, guys, attracts me to Matt is he's a source of wise counsel. I'm putting something together right now. He and I talked about on the sidebar at his house and for his housewarming, which he graciously invited my family to, and we enjoyed our time.
You got a beautiful family, bro.
Oh man, and man, pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me.
Thank God the babies took after the mom. I say that, bro.
Yeah, come on, preach that gospel, brother. Preach it, man. Preach it, man. And the thing about it is I had a good problem. I said, hey, man, I'm needing something structured this way to actually alleviate a problem for us. It's a good problem. What Matt did, he said, walk with me. Walk with me over to as someone that can actually solve my problem right there at his house. And we began negotiating the deal right there at the house. And I'm like, I just said, wow, that's something. He's a solutions-oriented person. And people always ask me, Matt, Liddell, how do you get in these rooms? Well, the Bible does say your gifts will make rooms for you to be in the presence of kings. And so it was not my intellect, my nerdiness, my swag, even though I got to say, Matt's swag is compete with mine a little bit. Yo swag, bro. I have never seen somebody, guys, man. If you watch the 7 Figure Squad, man, on YouTube, again, subscribe. What you should do, guys, I've never seen a person that wears shoes, tennis shoes, with suits like Matt Sapaula. Oh, yo, he had on some black slacks, y'all. I'm gonna brag on this swag a little bit. But some blacks, look at him. You see it? You see it, man. I'm like, how he... And I've been like, how he got on some black slacks with a money green jacket on, and they had on some green shoes, and I was like, that ain't gonna match. You put them, I'm like, damn, that matches. How he do that? But yeah, his swag, y'all, is it's on another level. I say it's Coach Prime. Matt up there a little bit. Up there on the swag, man. But yeah, man, I just want to say, man, thank you, brother, for your time, guys. To get someone to do a podcast can be a very interesting exercise. Not with Matt. Matt's like, hey, man, we want to do it. I'm available. Let's go. And so that's Matt, man. Man, you want to say anything, man, before we end? Well, before we do that, man, this podcast is called the Countermove Podcast. All right. You may have communicated it in the beginning, So Matt, anyone that may be looking for their counter move moment,
Yeah.
what was your counter move moment to say, okay, I got to
Yep.
make a change?
Yep.
What was your counter move moment?
I asked myself these 4 questions. Number one,
Mm,
how did I feel about my year, at least financially?
mm,
So if you're looking back on 2022, how did I feel about my 2022? Was it
mm,
the same as 2021? Was it the same as 2020? Was it the same as 19, 18, 17? Or was it kind of
mm,
like generally the same? Okay.
mhm,
And so the second question I got to ask myself is, if I want to change, what has to be different in the next year coming forward?
mhm,
I have to adjust. And number 3, which is the first move of Patrick
mhm,
B. Davis' book, Your Next 5 Moves. The first move is any big change you need to have happen is you got to be clear
mhm,
about what you want. Like, I hope that you're clear about what 2023 is going to bring your life. You're clear about what your family is going to do, the ministry is going to be involved in, the contribution that you can be a part of, the income that you're going to make, the people that you're supposed to help, the family members that you're supposed to reach out to, the friends that you're supposed to be making, up that you're clear about what your outcome is in 2023. And the
mm,
fourth one is, if it makes sense for you to be part of another group organization to help you see things differently. For example, in my church, they have something on Sunday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. I'm like, why 7 to 8 a.m.? I'm thinking to myself, well, that's actually a perfect time because I'm busy all week. My kids start sports at 8:30. I got to be in my office on Saturdays at 9 o'clock, 9:30. 7 to 8 a.m. is perfect for me to show up to a men's ministry because I'm being more intentional, Liddell, in 2023 about associations and relationships and friendships than I ever have in years beyond. And you're a result of that too, Liddell. You know, there's a lot of people at my house the other night in housewarming that everybody was there. Not my entire company wasn't there. Certain people, you know, had to prove themselves that they want to be at this house and they want to become a contributor. Because you know how some people come to your house. You got food? You got food? Yeah, I got food. The whole entire life, they're programmed just to take.
Yeah.
They take takers. And life is different when you are givers. And so when you receive the give, that's a different story. But when you're just taking the take, getting the get, not giving and multiplying it and circulating it, life is going to be much different if you adopt that type of thought process and ask yourself these tougher questions. So therefore, changes can start being made in your life for the better.
That makes total sense, man. I think a lot of individuals don't want to have those tough conversations.
Yeah.
And they'd much rather just kind of brush everything under the rug and then wonder, and then they want to blame someone else about their problems. Well, self-examination is a tough exercise,
Yeah.
but it's a very fruitful exercise if you do it the right way. That's why, just like you just said, when it came to a men's ministry at your local church, I'm doing it. My wife has been pushing me to do this. I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going to on a Thursday a men's Bible study, and it's specifically for dads,
Yeah.
fathers, because there's some things that I don't know. I want to be exposed to girl dads. All I have is girls.
Yeah.
That's all I have. And so, unfortunately, my house is ran by women. I have a whole bunch of women in my house. And so that's a very interesting exercise. But at the exact same time, I can go and look at some wise counsel and say, okay, when this happens, what logs in my eye so that I can actually see what may happen, or I can kind of plan what may happen. I can't know everything over time, but I can be positioned the right way from a wise counsel standpoint to know how to respond the right way, man. So, man, that's phenomenal, man. You want to end anything? You want to say anything before we end, brother, man?
Yeah. Listen, I mean, our year is themed as Year of Greatness. And why do we call it Year of Greatness? You know, for you watching this, listening to this, you want great money, you want great family, you want great relationships, you want great opportunities, you want a great education, you want a great situation. Well, you can't go about getting great things by just being good about your attitude, your behaviors, and your habits. If you want to go after great things in life, you have to seek greatness, surround yourself with greatness, and speak greatness. When you do all that and you start acting great, it's going to create in great results these things in 2023. So I stay encouraged out there. I appreciate you. Put that counter move differently than what you have in any previous year that you had, at least financially. And with that being said, it's honor and a pleasure and a privilege to be here, Dale. And for the rest of you guys, man, let's go smash it and be great in 2023.
Yes, I'm in on that, man. And I end my podcast a little different than other people do, man, because it's me. what I say is before you leave, and while you can, take that picture for your mama now and holler at your partner.